It's one of those things we all do, but we almost never stop to think about why. Today, we're diving into the fascinating science behind comfort food.
Okay, picture this. You've had a really tough day. I mean, we've all been there, right? And what's the first thing you think of? Is it that warm, gooey mac and cheese? Maybe a whole pint of ice cream? Have you ever stopped and wondered why? Why, when we're feeling down, our brains seem to scream for these specific foods?
Well, it turns out the answer is way more complex than just, I'm hungry. It's a whole story. A story written in our earliest memories, our brain chemistry, and even the culture we grew up in. And together, we're going to figure out what it all means.
All right, let's dive right into the heart of it, the comfort food mystery.
First stop on our journey, the nostalgia nudge. Because this whole thing, it doesn't really start in our stomachs. Nope. It starts in our minds, with the deep psychological roots of our cravings.
It's all built on this idea called conditioned comfort. Think about it. Maybe when you were a kid, you scraped your knee, and what happened? You got ice cream. Your brain starts building this little bridge, this connection. Ice cream means I feel better. And after years of that happening over and over, that connection becomes an automatic program. Your brain is literally trained to see that food as the answer when you're upset.
And that conditioning, it creates this super powerful four-step loop that just runs on autopilot. First, you experience some kind of stress. Then, you eat the comfort food. Let's say it's your grandma's cookies. Step 3, you get that warm, feel-good reward. And finally, your brain locks it in. It forms this incredibly strong association. So the next time stress hits, your brain doesn't even have to think. It already knows the answer.
And this stuff runs deep. It's not even just about feeling sad anymore. Sometimes a simple smell, like walking past a bakery, can set it all off. As one person put it, just driving past a place that has good memories can trigger a strong urge to go in and eat. That's that craving loop kicking into high gear.
Okay, so we've got the memory part down. But what's actually physically happening inside our brain when we dig into a bowl of mac and cheese? That brings us to the biological evidence. So inside your body, there's this constant hormonal tug-of-war going on. When you're stressed, a hormone called cortisol floods your system. Think of cortisol as this alarm bell, just screaming for quick, easy energy, which of course means high-fat, high-sugar foods. And when you give in, bam, your brain rewards you with a hit of dopamine, that pleasure chemical, and for a moment, you feel a real rush of relief. But why is our brain wired like this in the first place? Well, for that, we have to go way back. It's an evolutionary story. For our ancient ancestors, food was often scarce. Finding something high in calories wasn't an indulgence. It was literally a matter of life and death. The brains that were best at seeking out that energy, those are the ones that survived. The only problem is, we've inherited that ancient survival software, and now it's running in a world where there's a donut shop on every corner. But, and this is a big but, here's the catch. That feel-good effect? It's super temporary. The dopamine rush fades, and it's often replaced by feelings of guilt, which can trigger more stress and, you guessed it, more cravings. It's a really vicious cycle.
Now, this whole thing isn't just happening inside your own head, not by a long shot. Our cravings are shaped and honestly amplified by the entire world around us. So, let's zoom out and talk about the culture of comfort.
Comfort food is pretty much a universal language. Whether it's a huge bowl of pasta in Italy, a rich curry in India, or that classic mac and cheese in America, pretty much every culture has its own special dishes that just feel like a warm hug.
And this connection, it gets put on steroids during social gatherings. I mean, just think about the holidays. The food on the Thanksgiving table isn't just turkey and stuffing, right? It's all tangled up with family and belonging and celebration. That shared experience makes the emotional link to those specific foods almost unbreakable.
So, okay, we've got the psychology, we've got the biology, and we've got the culture all swirling together. The big question is, what are we supposed to do with all this information? And that brings us to our takeaway, mindful munching.
All right, so the million-dollar question, what can you actually do? How do you handle these powerful, deep-rooted cravings in a way that feels a little healthier?
Okay, the very first step is just awareness. Seriously, it's learning to tell the difference between physical hunger and an emotional craving. Physical hunger, it kind of creeps up on you, you're open to different options, and you stop when you're full. Emotional hunger, on the other hand, it's like a lightning strike. It's sudden, you need one very specific thing, and you can keep eating long after you're actually full. Just being able to spot which one you're feeling is a huge game changer. So once you can spot that it's an emotional craving, you can start to build a whole new toolkit. Instead of reaching for food, maybe you reach for a walk around the block. Or you could try a few minutes of mindfulness or just a quick call with a friend. These things can give you that same emotional support just without the side of calories.
And look, the goal here is absolutely not to get rid of comfort food forever. No way. It's all about embracing it mindfully. It's about really enjoying those special dishes without the guilt, savoring the whole experience, and being intentional about why and when you're eating them.
So I'll leave you with this thought. Your go-to comfort food, it's so much more than just a meal. It's like a little map to your memories, to your relationships, to the things that make you feel safe. So the next time that craving hits, just pause and ask yourself, what story is this food really telling me about what I need right now? What does your comfort food say about you?